Hello there, internet dwellers. I am Joe Maben, part of Good Sir Productions, and you might have seen him a couple of times in other videos, Austin Haver.
Hi.
He said hi. And both of us just saw the movie Solo, a Star Wars story. It was my first viewing of the film, and this is your
My second viewing.
second viewing of the movie. So since you are seeing it first and you know more about viewing of it, about the film, since you've been immersed yourself in it, why don't you show first overall thoughts on it?
Overall thoughts.
Mhm.
I mean, my overall thought first is that the people who are telling other people that this movie is, you're not going to remember it in like a day. I have to strongly disagree with those people. I have been thinking about this movie nonstop for the past week. And when Joe was like, "Do you want to see Solo?" I was like, yeah, I'd like to go see Solo again. That was a great movie." That's just my overall thoughts about it.
Yeah. For my perspective of seeing it for the first time, I went into this movie thinking, it's had a kind of jumbled production when making the film of
Wasn't it directed and reshot? It was directed by I think 2 different directors, maybe possibly 3, and it was reshot twice.
It yeah, and every time I saw a news article saying oh no, seeing it, but I trust Disney because they have the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they're doing great with that, and with some slumps they've never failed us, so it didn't harm me. And I heard reports that the actor
Ansel, I don't know his last name.
Ansel.
I keep wanting to say Adams.
No, Adams. I keep thinking Ansel Elgort, but no, that's Baby Driver. Anyway,
That's right.
yeah. When it was also reported that someone spilled that they hired an acting coach for the actor, and that got people worried, which was understandable. And just people online saying oh, he doesn't look like Harrison Ford at all, which, by the way, of course he doesn't. It's Harrison Ford. I mean, there's only one Harrison Ford. And people kept bringing up multiple guys on the internet who look exactly like hello, who look exactly like Harrison Ford
And sound exactly like Harrison Ford. There's a guy on YouTube that my girlfriend was just like, he needs to be Han Solo, and I'm just like, let's let Disney do their thing. Disney knows what they're doing. They've been around for a very long time, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So.
No. And from finally watching this movie and seeing the actor they chose for the movie, I can see why they chose him, because he led the movie pretty well. And the reason yes, it could be good to have someone that looks exactly like Harrison Ford and sounds like him
For continuity purposes.
Yeah, but I mean and he can person can be a good actor, but you also have the capability to lead a film. You can be a great impersonator, but can you lead a film?
Exactly.
That's the key thing. You gotta keep people invested and not just have them impressed by a good impersonation of a character.
And there was a couple of lines in the way he delivered them that I was just like, that sounds like he's trying to sound like Harrison Ford, and it works. When they were doing the Kessel Run, and before they got the stuff that they were supposed to get, no spoilers, he delivers a line. I was like, that was very Han Solo, and not only that, it was very Harrison Ford.
Yeah. The moments for me when he was flirting with Emilia Clarke's character definitely seemed like smuggler, suave, troublemaker, no care attitude Han Solo of Harrison Ford.
He's very Star-Lord in this movie. And Star-Lord Star-Lord is in a place in his life where he is trying to get to a certain point that he's not there yet.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Han Solo in this movie. He's trying to get to a certain point in which he's just not there yet.
Yeah. And my thing is it's as if a different actor is performing a different role in a different way, it doesn't matter if the one thing that matters in my mind is that they get the spirit of the character down. As long as they get the spirit of the character down, then they're good, and that's exactly what this actor did.
I think so too.
Yeah, I know I said that I would give my thoughts on film briefly, and we wanted the actor, but the controversies are are important significance to this film because there's a lot of controversy and like backlash.
And it sucks that this movie's not doing so good. And I don't want to blame Infinity War, but let's face it, those family of 4 who see maybe 3 movies a year definitely went and saw Infinity War and definitely did not see Solo or Deadpool, and it's hurting the box office.
It is. And people are blaming like specific people, production of the movie. They're blaming Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy is the biggest person now. It's like, I mean, she's not the one that's making the movie. She's the producer, and the producer has an important role. But like, I mean, like, don't blame Kathleen. She makes the choices, but she people are saying like, oh, you fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller. She didn't do it. I don't think out of spite. I feel like after watching movies, she made the correct choice because it's obvious that, like, while I love Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, they did something for the film, their version, that just didn't work. And I mean, it was a business decision, and it proved that through the box office, in its opening weekend, it didn't work out for the film. But I mean, like, it's a slump, and I mean, to quote a Star Wars movie, I do like Last Jedi, Month Past Die, but learn from it. I know that's not the exact quote, but like, learn from it. And like, I think this will be good for Disney Star Wars, that they didn't succeed as well as they wanted for Solo, but now they'll know what to do better.
Is Rian Johnson doing 9? Or
No.
is Abrams?
J.J. Abrams is.
Yes, I love Abrams. Did you know that they're actually going to film a portion of the movie here in Salem? They're going to be doing extra calls soon, very soon. I wanted to make sure that if you didn't know that already, that I was going to be the first one to tell you that, and I wanted it for them. I wanted to make sure that you got his reaction.
Residents in the area know that too, but yeah, I wouldn't feel like we had to bring up the controversy because that was the biggest thing surrounding the film, because people judged this movie before it even came out, and it's
you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't judge a movie by its controversy.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the trailers and you can say, I don't know, but like, don't instead like, oh, I'm gonna hate this movie. Like, say like, I'm kind of skeptical about that.
And don't go into this movie thinking you're gonna see some Harrison Ford stuff. Don't go in this movie looking for Harrison Ford. Go into this movie knowing that this is a young Han Solo, and in 20, 30 years when he appears in Star Wars, that he is definitely a changed person. His vocabulary might change and everything, but the actor, I always forget his name.
Ansel.
Ansel. I don't remember his last name either.
Ansel.
But he did a good job with mannerisms and the way he walked, and even the way that he took cover. The way he took cover with his arm out, one knee was bent up, and he had his gun out and ready to go. That was classic Han Solo. Han Solo.
The Harrison Ford trope that I think a couple of years ago on the internet someone pointed out, like, this common trope Harrison Ford does, how he just points, like, in all his movies he points, and he did that a lot. It's a tiny little thing, but he did that, and his smile,
he does. I didn't realize that till just now. Yeah, he does do that.
He does, and like, the moments where I said that's Han Solo is just the little things are the things that made me sound like the smile is like the smirk's like
because he might be Han Solo, but he's not the Han Solo that we know from Star Wars. I'm talking about 4. I don't like calling it A New Hope. I like keeping it to the original, what it was called when it was released in 1977. But he's not that person yet. He's getting there. He's getting there,
Han
and
Solo.
he's on his. It's like what Obi-Wan tells. What you hear Obi-Wan say to Rey, these are your first steps.
Yeah.
And these are Han's first steps.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to say like if I was skeptical about this movie. I was going to see it because I love Star Wars. But I'm not gonna admit like I'm the better man because I wasn't skeptical either. No, I was.
I was very skeptical when I was like, they're gonna make a Han Solo movie, and I was just like, I feel like they're only making that because he got killed off in Force Awakens, and now they need something to bring that part of the fandom back into Star Wars. Going into this movie, I didn't feel like that. It felt like they made this movie because they were like, you know what, we want to tell an adventure story, and the best character we know to do that is with Han Solo and Chewbacca.
A character everyone loves.
Exactly.
I mean, and it...
And to be honest, in the original trilogy, I was always Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. But after watching this movie, it makes me appreciate Han that much more.
It adds a lot more layers to his character. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
what
I've watched I watched the cantina scene, and Han's dialogue in the cantina scene just means so much more now after seeing this movie.
Yeah.
Go home and watch the cantina scene. It's awesome.
I need to. But okay, knowing my overall thoughts on the film, I think pretty much shared. It was very, very enjoyable. Will it isn't an artful piece of cinema, like, personally, though it be flawed as well, Last Jedi was. No, but this is the film that I felt like knew exactly what it was. As Austin shared, it was just a simple adventure film.
And you told me that. You gave me that idea.
Oh.
I want to make sure you get the credit for that.
But it was just a fun adventure film, and for a Han Solo movie, I feel like that's all we needed. That's all we needed, and that's what we got. And I mean, it did feel like a spin-off movie, but I mean, that's what I think felt right. And I watched Rogue One. After watching this, I had to think about it more, but like from my first viewing and just thoughts right now, I think I enjoyed this a lot better than Rogue One.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not that Rogue One wasn't fun. I mean, I just watched Rogue One 2 nights ago, and it's still a great movie. It's still a great. It's a Star Wars story. It's not Star Wars. We're gonna follow the main characters throughout their stuff. It's a Star Wars story, and they do a good job. I'm almost more excited for these Star Wars story movies than I am for the actual main trilogy. Almost. But these Star Wars movies, they really get me excited. I really wish they would have kept this one in December though.
Okay.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy that it came out in May. It would have done a whole lot better in December. It would have felt more like a Star Wars movie because since 2015, December's Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars month.
And I love Christmas, but releasing these Star Wars movies in December has given me a reason to be excited about something more than Christmas
in December.
Yeah, and I feel like it was a great marketing. It's always been a great marketing decision. These movies releasing during Christmas time, because I mean, toy sales are through the roof because people would want to buy sales of toys. I don't know what the toy sale is like for Solo, but I think
it's a really good toy sale. The Lando figure is really nice. The Han figure is.
Well, I mean, the sales of the salary of how much people bought.
Oh!
I think it's.
I don't know about that. I haven't. I usually am really good with keeping up with marketing, especially toy sales, because I still do as a 22-year-old buy toys. And I'm usually I have been ignoring a lot of the marketing and stuff for this movie, especially just because I really wanted to be 100% surprised. I watched the first 2 trailers a couple of times. And that was it for me.
Yeah. I can't help it. I have to spoil myself to hype me up because I'm my own hype machine. I'm excited.
And I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, but since this was a release in summer, in between times of Deadpool 2, the sales and toys probably that, and definitely Infinity War, and with Incredibles 2 coming out next month.
I think Deadpool 2 is the one exception to toys. I don't think they make toys for Deadpool.
Funko Pops.
They'll have not even Funkos. The Funko line that they released for Deadpool 2 it isn't marketed as Deadpool 2. It's marketed as just Deadpool comics.
Okay. Yeah. Fair point. No, valid point. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's not opinion. It's fact. But yeah, I feel like we're just left to assume ourselves, but I feel like the toy sale also wasn't even that great for this movie because I mean I know it would have been a lot better if it was released during Christmas time because people would want to buy toys, Star Wars toys for their kids.
Of course.
And it just
the one thing I am looking forward to, and I'm gonna go home and find out, is to see if they have the Millennium Falcon, a new one that actually fits the Legends characters in it. That would be really cool. I remember having a Millennium Falcon. It wasn't here's the bridge and here's that. It was you open it up and here's compartments and everything to store your characters, and then here's the cockpit, and the cockpit was all you got.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie more than I thought I would. It was just a fun movie, and again, the cinematography was very unique and odd, but as I got into it, I got used to it, and I really enjoyed it. I loved its oddness and uniqueness, and it was very different style of how other Star Wars movies have been filmed. Another thing that I heard on Twitter is a bunch of people praise was the score. The score is so unique, and at first, like cinematography, I was like, oh, what's going on?
The score isn't done by John Williams.
John Powell.
Williams does the first track. He did the first track, and John Powell really kind of loose bases the rest of the soundtrack off of the one track that, at least for Han's theme, the one track that John Williams did create.
Yeah.
Because John Williams created the track called The Adventures of Han, and then John Powell does the rest of the soundtrack, and the next song after that is called Meet Han. And they're both kind of they're both similar to each other, but there is subtle differences to them. And I did like that John Williams did one track on the thing, because I didn't feel like I felt him at all in Rogue One all that much.
No, and well, no, he didn't do Rogue One.
I know,
But yeah, and I mean, I like that more people are doing besides John Williams, because John Williams is the greatest.
Let's get some more composers in there for Star Wars. John Williams isn't the only composer that can do Star Wars, but
And he's getting to the age where like it would be a tragic day, but it wouldn't be shocking if he
it's like Stanley.
stop it. You stop it right now. I don't want to think about it.
Oh, we gotta talk about that later.
Here we do. The day it comes, we have to. But yeah. But yeah, the score is one of the things that caused me to like, this doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. But like, after watching the movie, I now can say like, I love the fact that like, because of the score is part of the reason, it made it not like a Star Wars movie. And I like that because it makes really these spin-off movies distinct as they should be if people want to keep watching them. As I hope people keep watching them. But yeah, we both enjoy the film, and you should too. I mean, yeah, you can have like pre-thoughts on like how you think it's gonna be, but don't have your final thoughts until you watch it. If you don't want to watch it, fine, but at least give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a chance. If you're not like, oh, I don't want to spend my money on it, like, I'm not going to tell you to go rip it off online, but there are other ways of seeing it. Like, if a buddy of yours bought the Blu-ray, go watch it with your buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy it more just seeing it with somebody who enjoys it enough to actually buy it.
At least so that you can get on the discussion and have like proof and evidence. If you did not like it, you can showcase what you disliked about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it. You get to spend time with a friend of yours. I mean, it's not that bad.
It's not bad. Anyway, I think that's all the thoughts that we had.
I only have one thing to say. One thing left. And that's Han shot first. And that's all I'm going to say.
End it there. Click like and subscribe down below, and I'll give you a link to both of our social media accounts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no problem. And I hope you like this video, and...
Oh, I do too. I hope you guys like it.
Oh, yeah. I hope you guys like it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.